This is part 3 of our lesson on rational functions and asymptotes. So we're just going to kind of summarize exactly how you would find a vertical asymptote, and then we'll do the horizontal and oblique asymptotes, and then we'll do some examples where we actually have to find the asymptotes. So a vertical asymptote we learned in the investigation before this lesson. What you would do is you set your denominator equal to 0. So they happen where the function is undefined. How do you get a value that's undefined? You divide by 0. So we want to look at what makes our denominator 0. So I'm going to say set the denominator equal to 0. Okay, so for each of these, we're going to try to find the vertical asymptote. So my very first one is y equals 3x plus 2 over x minus 5. So what I want to do is take my denominator and figure out what makes that 0. So what makes x take away 5 equal 0? I am going to add 5 to both sides, just make that a little bit bigger, to get x equals 5. So I would have a vertical asymptote at x equals 5. For my second one, I have x minus 6 over 2x squared plus x minus 10. So I want to know what makes 2x squared plus x minus 10 equal 0. Now, if I want to solve this, this is a quadratic. So I have two choices. I could use quadratic formula, or I could try to factor. So I personally like factoring, so I think I'm going to try factoring it. If you want to use quadratic formula, you're welcome to do that too. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 20 and add to 1. So 20 and 1, not going to work. 10 and 2, not going to work. 4 and 5, I think that would do it. So 2x squared minus 4x plus 5x minus 10 equals 0. Out of the first pair, I can take out a 2 and an x, and I get x minus 2. Out of my second pairing, I can take out a 5, and I get x minus 2, and that still equals 0. So I have x minus 2, 2x plus 5. Okay, so once it's factored, we're going to look at what makes each part 0. So what makes x minus 2 equal 0? That would be positive 2. And then I look at for 2x plus 5, what makes that equal 0? I would subtract 5 to get 2x equals negative 5, and then divide by 2 to get x equals negative 5 over 2. So this one has two vertical asymptotes, one at 2 and one at negative 5 over 2. All right, we have one more example. I have y equals 4x divided by x squared plus 25. So to find the vertical asymptotes, we take our denominator, x squared plus 25, and set it equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 25 to get x squared equals negative 25, and then take the square root. And I always get a positive and a negative answer if it's an even numbered exponent. So I have the plus and minus square root of not 25, but negative 25. So I can take the square root of 25, that's 5. But I cannot take the square root of negative 25. You cannot square root a negative number. So this actually has no solution, which means there are no vertical asymptotes. So I am just going to write no solution, and then I'm going to say therefore no vertical asymptotes. Okay, I think we're going to Pause there, and then you can join me in the next video for horizontal and oblique asymptotes.